Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Math 20-2, Chapter 6, Lesson 2, Properties of Graphs of Quadratic Functions, Part 2. So we just talked about the vertex. Now, a splash park projects water from a jet that forms an arch. The arch is described by the function f of x equals minus 0.12x squared plus 3x. Now, note here, this is just a fancy way of saying y equals minus 0.12x squared plus 3x. And I expect you to know both ways. Where x represents the horizontal distance from the ground in feet, and f of x the height of the sprayed water in feet. So, question for you guys. Oh, sorry, you couldn't hear myself. What is the maximum height of the arch of water? How far from the opening in the ground can the water reach? So, grab Mr. Graphing Calculator. We're graphing this. So, y equals now turn off plot 1, so it's blank. We go down here and we have to clear this. So putting in new data, negative 0.12 x squared plus 3x. So notice I'm giving you the equation. Let me graph it. Oh, got to change my windows. So zoom 6 Z standard, and it's doing that again. Graph. There we go. Now, where is that? So, graphing it. Now I want you to think about this a little bit. Height and time. X represents the horizontal distance. So we're not having a negative horizontal distance. And f of x is the height, so we don't have a negative height. So I can set my windows starting at 0, but I also going to cheat. Look at my table of values. And table set 0 going up in 1. So, and I'm going, oh, 13, 15, 18, then it's coming down again. So it's about 25 feet it's going. All right? So that means, let's look at my table of values. Sorry, my window. So 0 to 25. Scale 1. My minimum, we don't have negative height. I'm going to go, what was that, 30, go 20, graph. And there we go. I get the whole parabola in there. Good. So what's the maximum height? Now here we have to find the height of the parabola. Now, I did that quick because I looked at the table of values. When in doubt, play with your windows, make it bigger. All right? So maximum height, second, calculate. Number 4, maximum. I go to the left of the peak. Oh, stop that, you poopy head. Enter, then I go, oh. I don't know. Sorry, Mr. Calculator does that sometimes. God help me, learn to hate calculators. There we go. I don't know what happened there. God bless computers. So, window set. No idea what's going on. 0 to 25. Graph. And they wonder why I refuse to teach computers. All right, try this again. Second, calculate maximum. So I scroll to the left. No, knockout button. I just love computers when they go, no, we're smarter than you. We're going to do what we want to do. And then I scream and throw things at the bloody thing. Enter. So, left bound, right bound, guess. Maximum is 12.499999, 18.75. So maximum height is 18.75. And how far from the opening can the water reach? That is, what's the far end of the parabola? Well, I go to my table of values, and I go x is 25. So it goes 25 feet before it hits the ground. All right. Now, let's see if we can graph a couple more of these without Mr. Graphing Calculator being complete arse. So, clear it. Y equals x squared plus x minus 2. Now, determine the y-intercept, the x-intercept, the equation of the axis of symmetry. Now, right off the bat, the y-intercept, lesson 6.1, we talked about the y-intercept being the constant value. Now, the x-intercept, where it crosses the x-axis, I don't know. Now, for this one here, I'm going to change my windows to -10 to 10. I want you to do that all the time. That's the standard default where you start all the time. Now, there we go. And that definitely crosses the, well, across the y-axis at -2. Now, where on the x-axis? Well, we can look at the table of values. That's where y equals 0. Oh, we got 2 points right here. X-intercept, x equals -2 and +1. Now, we read that off the data table. I want to point out, if we go to the graph, now it's a little hard to see, so I'm going to make my windows just a smidge smaller. -5 to 5, -5 to 5. There we go. Now you can see it's pretty certain it goes through -2 and 1. To be careful, second, calculate 0. Cheating shortcut I'm going to show you. Now, I'm going to do for the one over here. I'm going to be to the left, sorry, I'm going to x equals 1. So I'm going to be to the left of it a little bit below, and then I'm going to the right a little bit above, and it's going to guess x equals 1, y equals 0. So that's how Mr. Calculator can do the work, particularly if it's not a nice whole number. Now you can do it for x equals -2, but I'm going to do the equation of the axis of symmetry. And remember, the axis of symmetry is where the minimum. Now where's the minimum there? Well, I'm not quite certain, but I'm going to have Mr. Calculator do the work for me. So I'm looking for the minimum, number 3. Now I have to go to the left of the minimum. So I'm definitely to the left of the minimum there. And I scroll over till I'm to the right. Definitely to the right of the minimum there. And x equals -0.500004. Y equals -2.25. So the equation of the axis of symmetry is x equals -0.5. And this also tells us the coordinates of the vertex, -0.5, comma, -2.25. Now, domain and range. Domain are your x values. So, look at your table of values, and what can you see about them? Scroll up. With negative numbers, you keep getting negative numbers for x. Scroll down, you're getting positive big numbers for y, or for x, I'm sorry. Now, what I'm trying to say there is x can be any real number. That is, you can plug in any value of x you want, and it works. So domain, x is all real. Notice we abbreviate it like that because I can't spell. Now, range is y values. You look very carefully at the graph. There's a minimum, which means y is greater than or equal to something, in this case, -2.25. That's the smallest y value you can have on this graph. Every y value has to be greater than or equal to that. Go to your table of values. Go, oh yeah, Y can get real big, hundreds or thousands if you keep on scrolling, or jam the scroll button like I do, and it becomes thousands. But it's never smaller than minus 2.25. Okay? So domain and range. Now, I hope you guys got that. Now, I'm going to pause the recording here because this is getting kind of long, and then we're going to go on and talk about intercepts. All right? Any questions, shoot me an email. Otherwise, good luck.